And today it was Diana Taurasi and what she had to say about Caitlin Clark, or the fans, I guess, who have come to the defense of Caitlin Clark. Taurasi clarified her previous comments, and we discussed those on the show a little bit, and some people thought maybe they were sneak hate. I never thought there was anything wrong with the actual words that she said. The tone that she used had a little tinge of jealousy or haterade to me, but I went back and listened, and I may have changed my tune a bit. Let's first get to what Diana Taurasi had to say about her initial comments and the reaction to them. This is what the Phoenix Mercury player said to the press.
It's kind of like when you go from kindergarten to first grade, there's a learning adjustment. When you go from high school to college, there's a learning adjustment. I don't think I said anything that wasn't factually correct. And like anything, greatness is going to translate. And she's proven that in every level. And I don't see it being any different in the WNBA.
We'll do one more.
So her comments there were a lot more complimentary. I mean, there's nothing wrong with what Taurasi said in the sense of, Caitlin Clark's going to have to adjust to the WNBA. Now, I'm of the belief that she's going to do even better in the WNBA because I think she has the kind of game where the better her teammates are, the better even she will be because she sees the floor so well, she passes so well, the defense won't be able to collapse on her completely, right? So I think she could actually go to another level, but it's a perfectly fair and reasonable point of view to say, hey, you're going from college to the pros. Let's pump the brakes a little bit. And let's see, let's give her some time to adjust. Now, I don't know if these will get flagged. Hopefully it doesn't get flagged. But let me see if I can find some of the initial Taurasi comments. She did those game commentaries with Sue Bird. And I think that was where some of the reaction came from, right? Like what the tone of her comments were on some of those whatever watch-alongs, basically. But she was also on SportsCenter and the like, and I'll just play a small clip so they hopefully don't flag me. But just so you can see the difference in tone.
Reality is coming.
Okay.
There's levels to this thing, and that's just life. We all went through it. You see it on the NBA side, and you're going to see it on this side where.
So reality is coming. Like when you start the comment with reality is coming, you're implying that she's going to fall on her face a little bit. And I think since those comments, Taurasi has probably heard the reaction and adjusted accordingly. There was never anything terribly wrong with what she had to say in the first place. And here's the thing about Diana Taurasi. And I say this in the most complimentary way possible. She's a bit of a dick, right? Like, that's how she has made her career and been as good as she's been. Because she is a little abrasive. She is a little hard-headed. She does have swag. She ain't going to put up with ish. She'll get in your face. And I love Taurasi was my favorite women's player. Before, Clark, who I just think is the thing with Caitlin Clark, and I've said this before, she's on a different level than everybody else, which is okay. That's the reason she's getting all the attention. That's the reason she's this phenomenon, because she's better at basketball than anyone who's ever played on the women's side. But Taurasi was the first women's player who really caught my attention, like, woo, because she had the sauce. She had the swag. And she had that attitude. So that's some of that attitude coming forward here. It's just that Clark was on the receiving end of it. And because Clark has so much more attention around her, there's going to be so much more reaction to everything she does, including what people say about her. But, I did previously get that tinge of, I don't want to call it jealousy. I don't want to call it hate so much as slight resentment. And that would be understandable if you were Candace Parker or Cheryl Swoops or Diana Taurasi or Sue Bird or any of the great ladies who had come before, and you see this other girl come, get all this hype and attention when you worked your tail off, when you had a great career, and you didn't get a fraction of it. But I do think, and I do sense the tone adjusting there, and Taurasi coming around full circle, now going, oh yeah, you know what? This is really good for the game. This is really good for the sport I love. Let me qualify these comments. Let me clarify them a little bit, because there's nothing wrong with the substance of what she said. So no harm, no foul, not a big deal. Not a big deal at all. But I thought it was worth getting into, and it is actually interesting because this is, we haven't seen this again before. Like, I don't remember comments from other people making headlines the way they are around Caitlin Clark. When's the last time, no disrespect to Diana or any WNBA woman or basketball player, when's the last time you heard comments like this circulate, period, out of that sport, out of that league, I guess I should say. I always, it's always when you start saying women's basketball, men's, but they're the same sport. There's no difference. Exact same sport, just a different league. They just put the W in front of NBA. Exact same sport. Otherwise, there's no, I don't think there's any other Caitlin Clark news of the day. There was the half-court shot thing. I don't know if you guys saw that, but she was accused of cheating, which might have been fair. It looks like Kelsey Mitchell, this is at Fever practice, said she needs to take a step back and actually shoot the shot from half court. Let me show you the video here. This practice footage, so I'll be good. I don't have to worry about anybody coming after me. Here we go. Oh, no, she was... Was she... No, she was behind the... What's the problem? I don't see the beef there. Let me let the video play through. Look at the joy on the teammates' face, by the way. Look at that. That is cool, the camaraderie you see with this team already.
No.
So, anybody who says...
shot start right here.
Oh, she's saying she got the momentum. I see. Not that she went over half court, but that she got momentum from starting further behind. That was the beef there. But you can see it in their faces. Like, for anybody who says the other ladies aren't embracing it, her teammates are certainly embracing it. They know they're part of something special, and there'll probably be a special team as a result. You saw Boston's smile there. You saw all the smiles there, and that's cool to see. That's cool to see because, it's not going to be just Caitlin Clark out there on the WNBA floor. Even at the college level, once Iowa ran into South Carolina, there was a bit of an issue. Once Iowa ran into South Carolina, there was a little bit of an issue because the talent gap just got to be too much. It just got to be too much. But, hey, the greats of the game are speaking. And I hope the greats like Diana Taurasi receive retroactive credit now and then give the proper credit to Caitlin Clark and the phenomenon that she is going into the WNBA. Hit me up in the comments section. Let me know what you think. If you have any thoughts, make sure you like and subscribe to the channel. If you comment later, I will get to those comments later. That was the daily Caitlin Clark portion of the show. That's what I had to say on that. I have I feel like a beat reporter, like I said, but I am like in a sense a journalist covering this in real time because it is a once in a lifetime thing. It's a once in a lifetime thing, like a generational thing. We'll never see something like this again. We've never seen something like this before. So there is a certain excitement level to covering it, to processing it, to sharing it with others, to delving into the nuances of it. And I think I'm, in a sense, uniquely qualified because I have a huge background in sports and sports media and a huge background in basketball and a familiarity with the women and the WNBA game. But I wouldn't say that was something that was an area of expertise of mine at all. So it allows me to come in fresh while not completely ignorant and without bias, because I don't have bias. You heard me sticking up for Angel Reese yesterday in here. I just because I like Caitlin Clark don't mean I don't like Angel Reese. I don't play games like that. And there's all these other layers to it. The racial aspect has come up, of course, The past women aspect has come up. The adjustment to the WNBA has come up. All these various factors have come up. AJ Schreiber says, I think it's cool. You can be to Caitlin Clark what Windhorse is to LeBron. From your comment to ESPN's TV. How about that? Let's put it that way. But yeah, it's an exciting time. And look, you guys think I'm kidding around or whatnot. And I know there's like some probably people who have followed my career for a long time who know the other stuff I talk about and what I've been known for talking about and didn't maybe expect this pivot in a sense, but I'm just going with the results. And this is a more of a YouTube specific thing than anything else. Though I will say on Facebook, you know, the reel I did on Clark got 500,000 views on Facebook. 500,000, 500,000 views. And then when it comes to the YouTube specific aspect of this show, everything Caitlin Clark crushes everything else. It's not even close. It's not even close. Caitlin Clark's going to get this channel monetized mad quick. Thank you, Caitlin Clark. I will not be sending you a cut of the pennies that I get from YouTube, but I will be appreciative. The great benefactor with the sunglasses and the fire. Good combination. You want to have sunglasses on if you're near the fire, I guess. Lisa Brown says, as far as Taurasi concerned, she absolutely was hating. You can call it swag if she wants. She's a hater, and now she sees she's more than likely going to be wrong, so she's backpedaling. Well, isn't that appropriate? Don't you want to see that? Don't you want to see her, if she's going to be wrong, backpedal? And I said that before. I said it was a little resentment and sly hating. I said that. But it wasn't the end of the world. It's not a big deal. And it's part of that competitive spirit. Look, I guarantee you, having played basketball my whole life, I guarantee you, Taurasi talks a lot of smack out on the court. A lot of smack. That's just who she is. Gator says Taurasi hates Caitlin Clark because she is white and being considered the GOAT of basketball. She's just jealous that she isn't Clark. Clark is changing the women's game for the better. What is that? What does her being white have to do with Taurasi said? Look, I do not, first of all, let me be very clear. I do not think Caitlin Clark is getting the attention because she is white. I do not think that. I do not believe that. Every athlete I've ever rooted for essentially has been black. As a basketball fan, you know, all my favorite players have been black. That's never stopped me from rooting for them. I didn't catch up and get caught up in this Caitlin Clark thing because she's white. Does it hurt? No, it doesn't hurt. You know, I've used Eminem and parallels. I'm not getting into that whole thing. But at the same token, if you don't want people calling her out for getting the attention for her being white, don't bring it up now for no reason. Diana Taurasi said nothing about her being white. There was no allusion to that part of the conversation. So I don't know why you're bringing it up. Though, I mean, you say in your next comment, I'm a moron if I don't think that was straight hate. Like, when Taurasi's talking about sensitive fans, she's talking about you. Talking about you. Don't be so sensitive about it. Oops, wrong banner for that one. You know, don't be so sensitive about it. It's okay. It's okay. Lisa Brown says what Kelsey said was Caitlin needs to start back behind the logo because the logo is her normal go-to spot. Gotcha. Yeah, I wasn't sure exactly. I mean, they were just playing around, though. Like, they're just having fun. And that shows you that there's already good team camaraderie with the Indiana Fever. Martin Hazel, get an interview with Caitlin and go from there. Book it for me, dude. I will pay you money if you can get me a Caitlin Clark interview. I'm not. That is not a joke. I don't know how much money, but I will pay you money if you can give me a Caitlin Clark interview. Michael S. says, Juju gets more attention than any other college player now. Look what USC just did in the transfer portal. She's not white. Yeah, of course. Again, other people are going to benefit from this. And I'm not saying there's not anything about being white that helps her, but that is far from the reason Caitlin Clark gets the attention is because she's a hooper. She gets buckets. It's as simple as she's fun to watch. She's exciting. She's unlike anything we've ever seen. Con Landing says June 30th will be the WNBA's most anticipated game of the year. between Indiana and Phoenix. Yeah, this is good for the game. It's good for the sport. It's good for the sport. It really is. We should all be thankful that this is going on. Not worried or concerned about it. Look, Caitlin Clark does not need your protection. She does not need your protection. She's got it. She's good. She's going to be just fine on her own. She's going to be just fine on her own.